my buddy Dash for this. Just said joined by Dash, but we're joined by Dash
Talking
and
in
Dave.
the third person. That's
The way
weird.
The way you feel.
Happy Wednesday Eve. You're here for another rendition of the Tinfoil Hat Show. And for the new folks that come in, what is the Tinfoil Hat Show, you may ask? And your buddy Dash here has answered. The Tinfoil Hat Show is where we take some trending articles that you, the viewers, supply in our Discord tab. And Dave and I wait until the show to actually read a good chunk of them or look into them so you can have kind of a more genuine live reaction to how we feel about said news. For this week, this one's kind of a little bit of a, I don't want to say a weird one, but it's kind of hard to be like instantly shocked or like, because Chiellini retired. I mean, that's the big thing, right? Chiellini retired. But I am going to flip the script on you guys because normally we would open with Chiellini, but I do kind of want to open because we had some heavy implications in the Champions League or in Europe this week. To be honest with you guys, I didn't watch any of the games because I don't care.
I watched a bit. I did my due diligence. I tried to catch some of it.
So this is brought in by Sal. I almost said Saul. Better call Saul by Sal in the Discord. So for those that may know or those that may not know, there is going to be a 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, and it's going off of 4-year rankings off of performances. So right now it looks like we are edging in because UEFA has 12 clubs. So we have made the cutoff, I believe. That is the cutoff line. To be honest with you guys, this just got sent into Discord not even like 5 or 10 minutes ago. So this came
out a week ago.
This is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, it didn't really make a whole lot of news, but it's kind of slid on his radar, but it was there.
Yeah, so obviously I believe this is pending into more results because of knockout stages and Europa League and all the other shenanigans and whatnot. But I believe this is where everything currently stands. And then UEFA has 12 clubs that are coming in. CONMEBOL have 6. CONCACAF have 5. AFC has 4. CAF has 4. OFC, Oceania, has 1 club. So essentially it's going to be a UEFA club tournament. You might get like something from CONMEBOL that might compete, but I don't know. To be honest with you folks, I don't know very much of the tournament format. I'm going to be flat out honest with you. I forgot this was a concept until I saw this.
Everyone kind of forgot because there's been so many iterations of it throughout the years as well, and it's like, oh, it's just like another thing. Which one is this now?
Yeah, I don't really, and I don't really want to talk much on it because I don't know much about it, and it would be disingenuous for me to bullshit you guys on this, but I believe there is going to be an updated graphic. So yeah, Ellie's saying that this is an old pic, so good eyes there, Ellie. We'll see what the newer graphic says. I'll kind of research it a little bit more. To be honest with you guys, I was more focused on Serie A this season than I am intercontinental-wise, but, kind of have my biases because I need to focus a little bit more on that. But yeah, so a couple of results that influenced Milan going down into the Europa League. Lazio, I don't know how the fuck they got through, but Lazio finished second in their group. And according to Marco, Inter, the best team in the world, finished second because they couldn't beat Real Sociedad. And Real Sociedad should have won because Juan Cuadrado legitimately half German suplexed the guy in the box and didn't get a penalty called on him. How the hell that happens, I don't know. But I do have something because I'm in a little bit of a joking mood and we can have a little bit of fun. I do have Juan Cuadrado's lowlights. Do you guys want to see them?
Low lights. You're kind of in a low light.
I know, but let me. Oh no, they deleted it.
Oh man.
Oh, they deleted it.
Oh, man.
They had some Juan Cuadrado lowlights against Real Sociedad, and it was
That's too
absolutely,
bad.
dude, it was hilarious. It was worth a watch. But alrighty, Dave, I didn't even introduce you, and I'm
No, I
5
was just
minutes
about to
in.
call you out. It's been 5 minutes. You didn't say hello.
Gosh darn it,
You just
this guy, go on and not introduce his own partner. What the hell's wrong with this one?
fucked me right off.
I can't finish good. I'm not good at finishing this one. Hey, got me on the forecheck.
Well, I was doing all right, but now I'm just offended. No, I'm good. It's the holiday season is among us. I'm getting excited for it. I only got 2 puppies left. One by Friday. I'm getting my life back. So that's exciting as well. Puppies are fun, but only so many for so long. They turn into quite the handful. But other than that, it's the Wednesday show, the Tinfoil Hat show. I do want to call out everybody that was in the queue waiting before we even started. Colin saying we were a minute late. Barely a minute. We were less than a minute. Within the margin of error, Colin. Come on. Relax. I even said to Dash, we're going to be late. We got hit live. And then he immediately talked for 5 minutes. And that's where we are now. So let's get into it. I think the big topic tonight, we all know, we will wait a little bit. Get to a couple little minor points. But yes, Giorgio Chiellini's retirement. That is the headline. But let's get into some of the filthy stuff you guys have been putting up here on the Discord. Dash, you were kind of in the middle of it for a little bit. I lost it. It went crazy. I had to go to work, and I don't know what happened.
And what?
In the Discord.
Oh,
There was like some not very nice memes thrown in there. I don't really know what's going on.
No, well, it's usually Frankie that has all the memes, right? So Frankie was kind of slapping in some stuff. But
Jay Carr, Colin, Frankie, that they were all going at it.
yeah, it was interesting.
So cue the barcode, guys. You're missing out. You're missing out the conversation. Get into the Discord because it got wild this week. I don't even know what happened. To the point, like I said, I have not been able to keep up because it's just been flying. I don't know what you guys do during the day, if you have jobs but you're just like banging out in the Discord. So get in there. Description. It's in the description down below, or you can scan the barcode. Hop in there.
I wanted to open up with the UEFA president extending stay at the helm, but the article that you posted on there says I need to pay to actually read it.
Oh, it's one of those?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Are you kidding me?
Try unlimited access. Subscribe to unlock this article.
Oh my.
Let me see. I can find it on X maybe.
But basically, if I recall, this a couple days ago, I read this now, but they want Chefrin wants to extend his time at the helm.
I found it.
All right, here we go.
Let's go. I got it. Bam. All right. You read this one, so you probably know this one better than I do.
Yeah, Chefrin's a douchebag.
Chefrin's a douchebag. Boom. And next story. We're done.
He's basically Putin of the football world. There it is. That's done. He'll make up rules so he stays in power.
Oh, those Eastern Europeans.
Yeah. That's essentially it.
Well, you gotta provide some context, some paraphrasing. Jeez,
Okay,
Dave,
all right,
you're just
let's
you want
get
to do
it.
this. All right, I'm gonna do it with I'll try to do it with no funny accents. All right, so UEFA is seeking changes to its rule book that would open the door for President Alexander Chefrin to extend his stay at top of European football's governing body beyond the 12-year limit that he helped introduce. I need to put in a 12-month term limit, and then he gets it, and he's like, nah, I don't need to do a term limit anymore. So draft proposals to alter the UEFA statutes and seen by Financial Times would amend the language related to term limits, which enables Chefrin in power since 2016 to stand for another 4-year term, whereas current pitch. So essentially 2031. Critics see any step to amend or circumvent the rules as part of a broader trend of weakening governance in large sporting bodies, with senior leaders eager to stay in charge as long as possible. No wonder why the game's not growing or evolving. Huh, you got a bunch of old farts. Hey, guess what? United States does the same exact thing, and look at our government. Da-da-da.
Well, to be fair, these are the guys that that took over from Michel Platini's tenure there, his debacle. And I guess that was the best they had, just lurking there. Speaking of lurkers, Sal, gifts and membership. Thank you very much. He said we got a lurker. It's Lars Vercelli.
Oh no, we know who Lars is.
He's been around. He lurks most of the time, but let's not call him out as a full lurker. He's all right.
Yeah, he comes in when he can.
Yeah.
And Vlad says you should actually wear tinfoil hats, a la Alex Jones, because he's back on X. Dave has one. I gotta make one. Should read this.
I'm a little disappointed that he hasn't seen it yet.
I know. I thought he's seen it. Oh, you lost the logo. You got to put the sticker back.
The new logo.
Yeah, put that back on there. You know what you got to do? You got to put the old school logo on there. That'll make people really pop. I should read this with Alex Jones's accent and be like, critics see to amend any new rules. So basically, UEFA has put cyanide in Gatorade bottles or Powerade bottles because they don't use Gatorade. But anyways, UEFA has also proposed scrapping the 70-year-old age limit on those to serve on its executive committee.
Yeah, because he's eventually, if he continues to extend his tenure, he's going to hit 70. So he's got to scrap that as well.
What is wrong with these people? Like, come on. Like, at this point, dude, you had your time. Move on. What is with these old farts and not passing things on to the next generation?
Old white dudes. This is the problem with the world. Old white dudes.
I guess so, right? Like that to me just astounds the hell out of me, because we can say, this next crop of Italian talent is garbage because they never pass the baton properly. And it's like, now we're doing this to governing bodies. Like, seriously, at this point, we're just going to get a bunch of senile geriatric old folk running UEFA, and they'll be like, what's a football? Like, holy hell, man. Like, yeah, let's get rid of our, like, so we have a guy that's apparently has like a full-on petty routine towards Juve, and he's like, hey, I'm totally not a bad guy. Let me totally remove term limits and remove age limits on here, because an 85-year-old man can revolutionize how football is being played. Hey, like, 80-year-old dudes can sit there and say, hey, why don't I do this or do that? Like, this is absolutely a joke. Really, this is a joke.
Yeah, and Colin brings up a good point. Sheffrin is technically not even supposed to be allowed to be the president because he never was a president of a national league. He forged that paperwork.
Allegedly.
Yeah, well,
we got to say
somebody swept that one under the
allegedly.
Rug. Come on, no, I don't even think that was alleged. I think that was just like, yeah, we don't care because reasons that we're not telling you about, because that's why I'm wearing a tinfoil hat now, because the radio waves are gonna get in there,
I know. Excel says works for the U.S. allegedly. Yeah, that's why the current guy that's in charge needs to get his pants changed, because he shits himself all the fucking time. Leader of the free world, everybody. Phenomenal.
Oh, maybe.
All right.
There's a few winners out there. I mean, look at Boris Johnson. It looks like he's perpetually just getting out of bed.
Man. And we wonder why times have slowed down or times have completely gone off. This is an absolute joke.
Like our hooligan thought in his first term that the socks that he wore would be what got him political clout. He showed up to the Prime Minister of Ireland, like to his office on media, and he had Star Wars socks on, and he thought he was like the hippest shit. And the Irish guy was just like, really, dude?
Oh, man. I don't mean to get like hyper political, but holy fuck, man, this is stupid. Sheffrin, a Slovenian. They won't even. Here's the funny thing. They call him a lawyer. They don't even call him the president of the Slovakian Football Association, because he never was. So that's hilarious. Rose to the top of European football with the wake of corruption with FIFA, the global governing body that led to the resignation of Michel Platini. As soon as becoming president, Sheffrin oversaw a package of reform, including term limits, which said, at the time. So you know what that is? You know what this is a perfect analogy of? Is that really broke homeless guy in the corner of the street, and he wins a lottery ticket. Like, he's like, hey, let's do this so the rich people don't get this. And then he becomes a rich guy, and he's like, we're gonna cut that now because I've touched the sauce. From where I'm from, what Sheffrin, where he says at the time, we should have limits. That's what we call getting lost in the sauce.
Lost the sauce.
Lost
We have a
in the sauce.
Stefan Savic that's lurking apparently because he was just gifted by Bones 209 membership to Stefan Savic, which if it's the real deal, he is, as Vlad is saying, center back at Atleti.
We're talking with him. We're trying to get him to transfer, trying to get him over. Told him, hey man, you want to play a less Allegri ball? Come to Allegri ball. All
Do
right.
what you're doing, but just less.
Yeah, you want to? Yeah, exactly. Right. Right. So the current wording in the rules state that Sheffrin's first term began where he was elected in 2016, but changes put forward by UEFA's legal committee last month would in effect exclude it from the 3-term limit by removing any period in office started before. Really? By July of 2017.
So his excuse is because he was like an interim president that took over from Platini and his cronies. That doesn't count as a term. I think it does explain in the article a bit, but that's where these dates come from.
Yeah. You have old guys in Sepp Blatter and Mikel. Well, Mikel wasn't really old at the time, but you have goons like those guys, and then Sheffrin's like, "We need to stop these guys. I'm going to be this super FIFA activist and blah 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 blah." And then he becomes in charge, and then they start giving him that Qatari money, and he's like, allegedly giving him the Qatari money, and then he's like, "I don't know, maybe I understand why Mikel and Blatter were doing all that other shenanigans." Like, holy smokes, man.
Getting political again, just
That's
veering
hilarious.
off every fucking chance we get.
Helicopter wants to know your drift, and then Vlad says we need to get Stefan balance the. Wasn't there another guy,
Oh, I'm sure.
or was it only just Vlad? I could have sworn.
I don't know.
Oh shit!
It's
my
hard.
life's
It's
black.
hard to keep up. I mean, there's so many little countries in that little strip of land that
Well, this
us
is
common folk can't keep up
This
with it
is
all.
this is like the where all the Eastern Europeans just huddle together because there's a bunch of Eastern Europeans in the chat and one of the guys is talking. So it's like, yeah, let's just get all Eastern Europeans. We come together. It is good.
I know it would probably get me shot, but it was easier when it was just Yugoslavia.
Oh man.
Well, like it kind of was, wasn't it? For the rest of us, maybe not for you guys, but for the rest of us.
A lot of people didn't come out of that quite well.
No, I know. I only kid, of course. I know the situation there.
Oops. Sal says, although I have to say the corruption of CONCACAF made me happy to be a North American. Wait, yeah. And then Gampacho says, what was wrong with Platini's presidency? I never paid attention. He took a lot of money.
Yeah.
He took a lot of money.
He's a crook.
Him and what is the guy, Sepp Blatter, that was calling Ronaldo? He's like a soldier on the pitch. And then Ronaldo did the thing after him. Yeah, those guys took a lot of money. There's a reason, with all due respect, Qatar shouldn't have won that World Cup bid. Same thing with Russia in 2018.
Their pockets were lined.
And Brazil in 2014. Neither of those 3 countries had the infrastructure to do something like that.
The Brazil one was very controversial as well, I remember.
Yeah, because their stadiums are now dumpsters.
And the country doesn't really, there's a big disparity in wealth in that country, right?
Yeah.
But I guess it's the Wednesday show. I guess we could talk about Brazilian economics. I don't know if I'm the guy to really teach you about it because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So let's get back. We gotta finish this
We're going
article.
all the way back. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, do we? We can just half-ass it and
Oh yeah, I was planning on it. I was gonna say that. Well, I was gonna read the parts where I thought it'd be funny. Sheffrin won a 3rd term in April after running unopposed because he put Andrea Agnelli in jail. Speaking to the newspaper Political in 2021, it is wrong. It is wrong to stay too long. You need fresh blood. You need people with ideas. And after 3 mandates, you have to do something else. What? I believe, good Alexander Sheffrin, my friend, I believe you are what we like to call hypocrite. Hypocrite.
Sal say want Argentina to host the World Cup so I can meet their new president. And funny enough,
that'd be hilarious.
I just watched a video on him 2 hours ago.
That guy's nuts. It's hilarious.
Apparently, well, I don't know. The one I watched is from Visual Politic YouTube channel. Apparently, the media is kind of like spinning him up into something he's not. Like,
Yeah,
he's a
they're
little
making
bit more
it.
neutral than he is.
Yeah, they're making it look like this dude's like the Argentinian Trump.
Yeah, yeah. And so they compared with Trump and what's the other guy? Venezuela. That asshole, anyways.
That guy, he's a commie. Yeah, he's an asshole.
I think it starts with the B. I can't remember now.
So this is what he says now. He says, I think it's a mistake. He said, term limits are fairly ineffectual, but they are better than nothing. When people get the power, they don't want to give it up. Then why are you removing it?
Oh, man.
UEFA's income has been rising in recent years due to the increased demand from broadcasters for the right to show matches for its flagship Champions League tournament. It is projected income from the 22-23 season is 4.5 billion, up from 4 billion from the previous year. And we think the Champions League or the Premier League is bonkers. Theirs is 6 billion over 4 years. This is nearly that amount in just what, 6 months of actual footy?
Yeah, really.
Like, holy smokes.
Like, I know they do some other minor shit here and there, but honestly, they have a whole like bureaucratic governing body to organize a tournament. Which let's be honest, there's been computer programs for the past 60 years that could do that.
ChatGPT can do a better. They could do a better Champions League group stage draw than these guys grabbing balls all day. Like, I mean, come on.
But
Seriously.
you can't fleece the computer. That's the thing.
Well, I know that.
You can't fabricate drama.
Well, you know what the issue was back then was that like they were heating and cooling balls. So like that's how they knew how to pick what teams to draw for what matchups and pots, because they were heating the balls while they were before they juggled their balls, they were heating them bad boys. But like, yeah, because like at this point, is it just me, or is it just really flipping corny that they're like, you know, when I was watching the Euro draw, they like put their hand in the pot and they're gargling these balls while they're trying to like.
It does. It seems very like 1976.
Like,
like,
oh, yeah, like I'm just looking at like Buffon. Like, I love him to death, but like he's just awkwardly like.
Well, let's not forget he is somewhat of an awkward dude.
Group B, Spain. It's like Matuidi too. Like, they're just like awkwardly reaching in this pot and just like literally just like juggling these balls, even though it's like there's 3 of them and they're being like hella dramatic. And like at this point, throw it in ChatGPT. Just make our lives so much easier.
And you know, and that's the thing. Is just why were we still pulling balls out of a larger ball?
Balls out of balls.
Balls out of balls. We're just hand dipping balls. It's too many balls. I just want one ball. That's the one on the pitch. Let's move on from this archaic system. Again, you have 80-year-olds running this shit. Let's do it like bingo night.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, man. So, moral of the story. World keeps receipts, buddy. Just remove your term limits. I think term limits are terrible. We should not get rid of them at all. And then,
Oh my
what?
fuck, I know.
Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, hey, we got you warmed up on that one. So I think we need to.
That was way more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
I know we had way too much fun with that one. I think there's going to be another one we'll do before we get into the Chiellini stuff, before we kind of get a little bit emotional. Because essentially, the next thing we're going to go is the whole Turkish referee thing. The referee that got, Spartan kicked.
Oh yeah, that's a crazy one.
And then we'll talk some Chiellini. I also kind of wanted to review Bonetti's comments about what Chiellini said, so that'll all tie in together in a simple thing. I'm trying to find, because I know Frankie dropped it. I'm trying to remember what chat Frankie threw it in, but there was like an article with I'm just gonna pull it up over here and just bear with me. There was an article about the Turkish referee that got kicked.
Yeah, that like Turkish football is shut down currently. Like they're like, everyone just stop. Like, we don't know how to deal with this right now. Like, People are just drop kicking each other in the middle of a match. Shit's like, even for Turkey, they're like, guys, this is too much now. We got to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like an actual clip of it.
And I've been meaning to ask for the Festivus show, the guys from the Lion's Den. They'd be actually really good to ask about this. We should. We'll work on that. Well, we got to talk to the boys. From the
Alrighty,
Lions
so
Den.
I do. So also, so we'll share this here. Again, I'm gonna throw in the fair use here because we're commenting on a short.
We are commenting the fuck out of this thing. So this
Yeah.
is fair use all the way. Let's go.
All right, so this is from Channel 4 News. I believe they're a news channel.
He is
Go
here.
figure, right?
Hold on. Frankie's got a new thumbnail. What do you call it?
Oh, he does. Oh, he's got the one Gotti shirt. In Gotti we trust. He turned Gotti into
Oh my
footy
God.
Jesus.
This is fucking amazing.
I know. It's a good idea for a shirt.
Oh my, that's 100%. Okay, send me
That
images.
is so. Yeah, Frankie, can you
Hook me up, Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie, send us a high res of that one. We'll throw that bitch on a shirt.
Good Tony Christ. Oh boy.
Oh, yes, they went cold turkey. Yikes! All right, so let's get into this. So this is like a 40-second clip of knocking out a cold turkey, and
Dash, do you not like the dad jokes that come out of you? Do you not appreciate
I did.
that's just like
I did.
they stopped soccer cold turkey?
Oh no,
It's-
I know they went
It's
cold
so
turkey.
like that is so bad that it's brilliant.
It's quite
Thank you,
brilliant.
Elad. That
Elad,
is
brilliant, mate.
amazing,
Absolutely
amazing.
brilliant.
It's amazingly bad.
And
I love it.
and disclaimer, this is pretty fucked up. But we kind of like to put a twist on things. We're kind of this is a comedy show on
If you
Wednesdays.
can't laugh, why live?
Exactly. And
Patch
also,
Adams quote, I'm pretty sure.
guys, this is a little bit of a teaser, but once Sam Adamo's comedy tour ends, he said he's gonna join us on the Tinfoil Hat
Yeah,
Show.
I've been bugging him.
Yeah, so we've been harassing Sam, and Sam's coming in, so he's gonna come in and talk about Calcio, how much he loves Calcio. But
Horticulture.
all right, so getting into the video for the folks that haven't seen what went down, this is what went down. So you got this bloat right here, beer belly, hand completely clenched into a fist, absolutely ready to rock somebody's shit. Let's carry on. And there you go. Came in with the haymaker.
fuck,
Slow as fuck haymaker. Absolutely slow. I mean, I believe.
But
Iona.
nobody expects to get punched. Doesn't matter how slow you are. Like,
I mean, that's a very slow. Like, look at this. Like, he's looking dead ass at it, while this 50-pound arm that's like moving at like half, like 20, not even 0.5 millimeters per second. That's how slow this dude's arm's moving. But there it is right there. Just takes a absolute thing, and the ref fell harder than Nicolo Barella did. So guess he's been watching Interplay recently. So absolutely instant grab face, completely fell like Barella, and that is the owner, I believe, of the club.
Listen, Barella's doing it for fakes, so that's why he goes down softer than this guy. Because that was real as fuck.
But
He
this
got
is where,
clocked.
this is where it gets messed up. So like, it's almost like. So he did take it. He did take an actual like.
This guy's
actually
thinking
got
of
a
quitting
lot.
refereeing, like quitting the
Yeah.
sport.
The match ended 1-1, but the final whistle brought complete chaos. The president of Ankara Gücü,
Like, come on, man. The president of the club just coming down on the pitch and just clocking the ref.
So the thing that's ironic is this president won Fair Play of the Year, like Good
Fair Play.
Sportsmanship of the Year. Like I think that's what's like ridiculously ironic.
Yeah, he got the award, and he's like, you know what, fuck it. I already got the thing. You're not gonna win it again. Who wins this award twice? Let's just fucking throw fists.
So Sal says Coca denied causing an injury, insisting that he only slapped him. That's not a slap. That's a full-blown haymaker. That is a haymaker if I've seen one.
Okay, wrongful decisions from a referee in a football match is never grounds for putting
I'm not gonna lie.
haymaker down on the guy's
This is something I see in a beer league.
That's 100% beer league. That was like actually something happened in Montreal. If you listen, did he catch that one on Sam's
No, but
podcast
do
there?
elaborate.
I can't remember who the player is now, but he plays for CF Montreal, MLS team, and he was kind of benched. He wasn't getting many minutes, so he was playing on like just one of the city local, like, I don't know, that semi-pro teams, if you will, right?
Okay.
And they kind of ignored it. It's run by a bunch of wops. It's Montreal. It's run by a bunch of wops, the best kind. And you know, they're like, we don't care as long as you play by the rules. We'll just ignore it. But it got found out that Buddy was who he was. Again, sorry, I can't remember who it was. Another Eastern European, of course. Anyways, there was a pitch side brawl. He ended up clocking a dude, and then it made the news, and I had to ban him, and because he was affiliated with the MLS, and they can't play in a different league, it was a whole fucking fiasco. But it's the MLS, so nobody really cares.
This is kind of fucked up. Like, this guy right here is the definition of a douchebag.
Yes.
Like, the haymaker was bad, but at this point, the guy's covering his face and down on the ground. Like, dude, it's footy. Relax.
3 people, including Kocher, have been arrested. This is Miller.
Did he stick his tongue at him? What is that?
Oh, man.
God, what's with what's with beer gut Eastern Europeans and doing stuff like that?
As Turkish, see, I don't know if you can call Turkish Eastern Europeans.
Well, it's Eastern European, Western Asia.
Yeah.
They're technically in UEFA.
Depends where you are, I guess.
I know, it depends on semantics.
Which side of the Bosphorus? Is it the Bosphorus?
No.
Is that the right?
Baltic.
The Dardanelles. I know the Dardanelles. There's that. I don't know. Fuck, someone from Turkey, correct me.
We should have asked him that. You'd know. He'd be like, Dave Dash, no, this is not what it is.
Oh my God, somebody geography me.
Oh my goodness. But like at this point, it's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Arrested. This is Miller pictured in hospital wearing a neck brace, speaking to Turkey's President Erdogan on the phone.
How? Really?
Erdogan said on X, formerly Twitter, that we will never allow violence to take place in Turkish sports, while the attack has been condemned by the football community worldwide.
That's wild. He was in a neck brace? That's crazy.
I mean, I'm just going to trash on some American ex-presidents here now. Jeff saying, owner winning a fair play award is like Kim Jong-un winning a Nobel Peace Prize. It's kind of like Obama winning a Nobel Peace Prize, even though he initiated the most drone strikes in history ever.
Yikes.
so a little bit closer to home there, Jeff.
Imagine Ferrero running down and slapping Doveri.
It's similar. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Ottomans, yeah. I can call that. Okay, now we're just... I can't really see when it's small. I can only see when I make it big, so I'm putting things up here. I probably shouldn't.
Too much Arakia will get the most violent personality. Guys, there's a reason I don't drink alcohol.
It's because of who he is.
I'm already hyperactive. And then,
it's your generation, though. You're all crazy.
For real. Okay, what did he say? I mean, once in a while, refs need to be checked. It's a message not to be. That's a little bit excessive there, mate.
That's like saying once in a while you just got to slap your wife to make sure she knows who's the boss of the house is.
Optics, they put him in a cast to show, blow it out of proportion. I don't know, maybe. Because I thought it was.
But still,
depends, right? Like I don't know, right?
Yeah, maybe they did, but still.
Jeff says, Dave, you're not wrong there, buddy. LMFAO, that dude was ruthless.
He was, but everyone loved him.
Let me be clear.
He smiled a lot.
At least I don't punch a referee.
Oh
man, could you imagine that? Like with all the bullshit calls Inter gets. Like, could you imagine if a Juventus player did that? Like, that would make like world news. Like, I swear, like they would just for some reason, like if that. Most Serie A fans would find a way to pin that on Juve right there. They'd be like, see, Juve told that Turkish president to do it. It was Moji. It was always Moji.
Fuck. And he would be in the news. Why do I always forget the guy's name? The one that we never like.
Which one?
Man, there's one in particular.
There's a lot of guys we don't like.
I know, and I always forget his name. It'll come to me. But there's one that just always trash talks. Always. He used to be one of our coaches.
Sorry?
No, it was like 20 years ago or something.
Oh, 20 years ago.
A long time ago. It's when we sucked. Anyways. Somebody will say it.
He's not a coach.
She doesn't know it's not him either.
Chine, that's who it is. Chine.
Oh,
But he's the
okay.
prosecutor. He's the
The
prosecutor.
prosecutor, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's
Del Nieri, he's actually one of them. Yeah, sometimes he does talk shit, that guy.
you know the one guy that talks shit that I just look at him and I'm like, don't you have like some cocaine you got to go snort somewhere? Is Casano. Like whenever I listen to
Casano, yes. Maybe
Yeah,
it is
like-
Casano. Is
like
that
when
what
I
I'm thinking of?
I don't know. He's a former
There's so
player,
many.
but not a,
There really is so many.
Like Antonio Casano just comes in and just says some stupid shit. He's like, oh yeah, this and this. Like, bro, you're a washed out bum.
Okay, let me look out. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it was just a player. Let me look. I'll know his face when I see it. No, it's not him.
Can you see it in those glasses?
Even with my stigmatism, if I like focus through one of the holes, I can see what's up.
Lazio
It's not
has-
great. It really isn't great.
Lazio has Mussolini's grandson. What? That is so ironic.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, that's true. I heard that.
No way.
He's got a lot of Osprey. Yeah, he fucked a lot of ladies.
Oh man, if Sam was here, holy hell, Sam Adamo would have an absolute field day on that one.
He might have actually. I wonder if that's who I heard it from initially.
Like,
That
that's
would be
gotta-
something he talks about. He knows
That
about
would
that.
that's such a Sam. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I can only imagine Conte on coke. How do you not?
Isn't
how do
he
you know if he's not?
always on? I just assumed.
That's the irony.
Yeah, well, the Georgia Maloney, this past year, a few months ago, anyways, banned fascists, logos, remarks, anything fascist related on footy jerseys because I don't know if you guys remember. I think we even put it on display at one point. The Lazio fan that had Hitler's son. If you remember that, Hitler's son, and there was a number. Is it like 41? There's a fascist number as well that he had. So she banned the number, everything to do with fascists because of, well, mostly Lazio. Yeah, that's not who I'm thinking of. But unless that's another side conversation. Through a Jesus. Oh man. Through a hole. Yeah, Nazio. Yeah, Lazio, Nazio.
I think that's the coach's name. Zenedic Zeman. No, I just don't like the taste of alcohol, Vlad. I just was never a big fan of it.
Okay, so I think we've calmed down a bit.
We've calmed down a bit.
Maybe we can get serious here.
I think
Is it time to take the
yeah,
glasses off?
we kind of need to get a little bit serious because there's like some transfer news coming out, right? So I think we need to talk about it. We lollygagged for 37 minutes. We gave you entertainment for 37 minutes. So you better like this damn video. Because we're not comedians, but we turned into comedians for 38 minutes.
You were trying to be one at one point in your life, so close enough.
I did it, and I did it for a bit, but it's just people got a little bit sensitive, and I have a very crude and dark sense of humor. So
Speaking of crude, sensitive humor. Jeff here, unpopular opinion: the most entertaining fascist footballer was Di Canio. Is there a list that we can go off of? Like these footballers are fascist. The fascist footballing ledger.
We're about to get canceled on YouTube with how much times we're using that terminology.
There's nothing wrong with saying that word.
I know, but YouTube likes to be petty.
YouTube's based out of California, so they hate anything to do with that word, I would imagine.
All right, so I'm going to visit the site. So One Football, this was provided by the pit bull of the group, Colin. It is about Kalvin Phillips.
Yeah, he's coming hard again.
He is
After
coming
a
very
couple
hard.
Weeks. A couple weeks, not so much, and then here he is again. So
Pure stiff. He's coming in stiff and hard. All right, so Gentoli schedules meeting with Man City. How would Juventus line up with Kalvin Phillips? Let's see. So Juventus Football Club director Cristiano Guntoli has a meeting scheduled with Manchester City officials to discuss a possible move for Kalvin Phillips. The 27-year-old has been a bench warmer since making his switch from Leeds United to the Etihad Stadium in 2022. Pep Guardiola has recently admitted that the player has surplus requirements to the club. Whew. Well, that was fun. So,
Yeah.
with a spot in England's 2024 squad hanging in the balance, I love how, journalists love to be dramatic. His spot is hanging in the balance. Oh,
Yeah.
what shall Kalvin Phillips do? The midfielder will be desperate to find himself a new club in January so he can play on a regular basis. Gentili will sit at the table with the Manchester City counterparts to understand. Now I'm mixing my English accent with the British accent. I need to stop doing that. Feasibility of operations. Source says the meeting will take place this week since the citizens will travel to Saudi Arabia to participate in the Club World Cup next week. As reports note, Newcastle, Tottenham, Manchester United are all vying for the player services. Like, if I'm a player right now, I do not want to step anywhere near Man United. So we can effectively take them off the list. I do, looking at it from my perspective, I do see Newcastle and Tottenham as like a concerning competitor, especially Newcastle. Yet Man City would prefer to send the player abroad rather than bolster direct rivals. Well, yeah, no shit. That's called good business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Therefore, Juventus would like to seize the opportunity to lure Phillips with a bag of chips and some Italian wine. However, the Bianconeri are only willing to make the initial loan bid in January with an option to buy at the end of the season. Moreover, the source can discuss how Phillips would fit into Max Allegri's tactical system. The Englishman can operate as a defensive midfielder in the current 3-5-2 formation, thus allowing Manuel Locatelli to be an 8. Okay. Alternatively, Phillips can join Locatelli in the double pivot role while Adrian Rabiot charging forward, which makes absolutely no fucking sense tactically. A 3-2-3-2.
3-2-3-2.
What the fuck is wrong?
One football. What are you? This is Italy. It's Italy.
Makes no sense.
You don't do that.
So the reason why I kind of wanted to, so I'm going to segue. So it's going to be fun how we segue this because I kind of want to talk about what Matteo Bonetti said about Premier League players in response to Chiellini. While then we tie it into Chiellini, but this is also kind of like a Premier League tie-in, right? So, chat. I kind of want to know what your guys' thoughts are with Kalvin Phillips coming into Juve, because outside of and maybe Colin knows better than both you and I, Dave, because he used to be.
Colin doesn't know shit.
He'd be like, "Excuse me?" No, he does. He follows Leeds quite a lot.
It's his second team.
It is his second team.
His dad's unfortunately English and is a Leeds fan, so
So Colin will probably be able to answer this question quite well, because a lot of folks are saying that Kalvin Phillips is injury prone. So Colin, is Kalvin Phillips an injury prone player in your eyes or not? Please.
Everyone says that about every player always that's on a transfer
my
list.
thing, and this is kind of like what is like kind of ironic with Premier League players. So Premier League footy is strength, power, and speed. And Colin says, "Hey, I'm not the top cunt. I'm the top cunt, not you." So he says during Diaz's time, no. So Premier League players, when they come to Serie A, they have a physical advantage over Serie A players. It has been stated numerous times.
Pulisic is
physically, he scored again. Loftus Cheeks, even though his name is Loftus Cheek, I call him Cheeks because he always gets injured.
That name bothers me for some reason.
So the idea is like when we're looking at Premier League players, they're physical. They come in, they might not be the tactically sharpest guy, but like, for example, you can look at, like, for example, look at Weston McKennie going to Leeds. Yes, it wasn't like an amazing stint, but him spending 6 months in the Premier League, playing in the top flight of the Premier League, and then adapting it and coming back to Italy. Can we not say McKennie's kind of improved?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I think he has. My only thing that I'm very curious and I don't really understand per se. Yes, they want to play him as a defensive midfielder. The only thing I can see him being as a defensive midfielder is being that enforcer, right? Like that aggressive dude, like just that physical midfielder. Maybe.
So I don't think it would actually be expensive because it would be a 6-month loan and they'd probably make Man City take most of the wage. Like would be very heavily favored. It's just like, hey, you're not playing him anyways. We need him for 6 months. Well, you can get like a bit of financial benefit. Well, here's a couple million, maybe. I don't know, something like that. So I don't think it'll be super expensive, unless we did go to buy him. But I don't know if that's the case.
Well, so do we mind having him as a stopgap for 6 months?
And I know this is the question because people are saying, "Oh, it doesn't make sense." I think from the management perspective, you lost Pogba, you lost Fajoli. You need something that slots in there. There aren't too many options when you're talking about a 6-month dry loan, right? Like how many players are out there that are willing to do it? It's usually players on the fringes of their team. Fortunately, when you're the fringe of Man City, you're still a really good fucking player. So it works in this case. But if it was like a fringe player on Porto, nobody wants to touch him.
Or a French player on Juventus.
Or sure, fringe player on Juventus. Although we don't have any because we use all of them that we can, except maybe Yildiz, which we'll get into.
We'll talk about that. Look, part of me is like, I understand Phillips isn't like a filler. I don't know. Like for me, the only thing I can see the logic is if they wanted like a physical guy in the middle of the pitch. Like that's the only thing I can see.
Well, if they retain Rabiot, and that's why it kind of makes sense to continue to pay Rabiot, because it's still the cheaper option to just pay Rabiot.
Because think about it, right? So next season, Fajoli comes back. Hans has hopefully taken a step forward. And then you have Betanachea as well, right? So it's like you have essentially 3 guys that play that role.
So
in theory, right? In theory, hypothetically speaking, if everything goes out well, if everything goes to plan, which obviously that's never possible, that's never a case, you have Betanachea, who has had a very solid season at Frosinone, where he's touched the ball, if not more times than where he's touched the ball like more times than Locatelli has this season, as far as touches in the back end.
So that's for next season. Again, we're talking about this stopgap. I don't think we're buying Kalvin Phillips.
I don't. It doesn't make sense to purchase him long term because you have those 3 options. The only
let's bring it back though. Let's bring it back. I think we're jumping ahead. Fuck next year. Next year's next year. We can
let's scale it to 6 months.
Because in the next 6 months, we're in second place, 2 points back, almost halfway through the season at this point. We need to get to the end of the road. And is that end of the road going to be to get the Scudetto? And do we need to bolster it? So I don't see the point. Come from Colin, he says it a few times. I think what happens is he drops back deep. You put Locatelli up, as he kind of explained. So it kind of makes sense in I don't know if it's perfect, but again, it's a stopgap. It's like we need to push. We need that extra bit of reinforcement. Now, we also have to talk about money because who do we sell? We were hearing about Illing. Do we get 20 million for him? Sule, 35, 40 million? If we sell Sule, for instance, hypothetically, get 35 to 40 million, do we now just get Thuram and set up for next year? So I think it all depends on how these dominoes fall into place and how this Mercato really plays out. And right now we're seeing one end of the spectrum in terms of options with the 6-month dry loan because we have no money. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we see 40 million on Thuram because we sold a big player.
So let's give you guys some context. The reason why we're saying dry loan for Phillips is because it's going to be an option. There's no way in hell Juve does an obligation. Juve's not going to do an obligation to purchase on a player.
No, I don't think so. Not for the price that Phillips would be, apparently 60 million.
Yeah.
And the wages as well would be pretty high.
Well, and that's the issue, right? So like, for example, even though he's on a loan, you still have to split those wages with Man City and you have to figure out how to split them. It's just interesting because I think the main thing that's going to dictate what we do is going to be table position. Because, like, for example, we still have 2 weeks. Anything can happen in those 2 weeks, right? I think if Juve continue the current pace, I could see them going for a dry loan as a fuck it, let's go for it kind of mindset, where there isn't really like a long-term, and this is going to throw all of us for a loop because we're going to sit there in January like, what the fuck just happened? Because here's the thing, right? Here's what usually happens. Juve aren't purchasing a player January 1st. If, air quotes, Kalvin Phillips does decide to make the move to Juve because allegedly Pep Guardiola is pushing him to us, it's going to happen middle January, end of January. It's not going to be like the first week Because if it was going to happen the first week of January, you already have the news out now. If any player, if it's Lazar, if it's Sukadov, if it's any of these guys, it's going to pop out now. Juve are moving, or this is happening, or the steam is there. If you're going to get someone in the first week of January. However, I don't believe that that's going to be the case. I think that they still don't really know what they want to do or how they want to do it. So Eliad says, it makes no sense to dry loan for 6 months. Doesn't even have to learn how to say left or right in the right position. Or, yeah, in Italian. Sorry, I'm like reading two different things at the same time. Colin says, if we sell Illing, I feel like pseudo in return. That's going to be the main thing, right? I think they've essentially deemed Illing as surplus at this point.
And we'll go back. Farhad asking, you guys want to do a poster giveaway? The Chiellini Yester, the one that is right here. That's up to you. You have the helm of the store. So, I mean, if you want to give something away.
You want to give it away, go for it.
Don't ask us. You can give anything you want away. But yes, we'll facilitate that. I don't know how you want to do that per se on the fly. Pick your favorite name. I know who my favorite name is, so I won't tell you.
Me too. All right, so Vlad says, Loca, Rabiot, McKennie, Moretti, Hans at Playmaker in January is enough depth for the regular. Yeah, I think they just need an 8. Like, I think that's the main thing. You just need an 8.
Mm-hmm. Really? At the end of the day, I think that's you're out and out. You can make arguments for maybe a striker that scores.
Yeah, well, so Dave, we're not miracle workers. Baby steps.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I should have brought it up. That
I
was
think the requirement's a creative midfielder, a creative 8 that can create at least 2 chances a game, because then that stockpiles with the chances that your wingbacks create, and then you have more free flowing footy.
And Sal has a good one.
Unless it's 60 million pesos, I'm not paying that shit.
Yeah, no, I think our most that we can spend is probably around 40.
Sukadov. Colin says, I wouldn't mind seeing Loca step up either if Phillips can play in the back.
It's not the worst idea in the world. I don't know if I'm like super excited about it, but it's not the worst. I'd be okay with it.
Colin says the legend just retired.
Chiellini, yes. Yeah. We have to get into that.
No, we will get into it eventually.
We're just stringing you along.
Illing should have been loaned to Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, I wonder why we didn't end up loaning him.
I think they thought that they would integrate him into the squad, but I guess it just never worked. And then he says, first person to tell us who debuted for Juve 97 gets the poster. So have fun with that, guys. And then is Colin saying Edgar Davids?
Fucking Davids.
All right.
Maybe.
There you go. Colin wins.
There it is. Fuck yeah.
Ellie says, actually, it does make sense for 6 months. You will have I can't not read tonight. Damn it. You'll have in the summer clear idea, the new coach, maybe return promotion of Fagioli. Do you guys, Ellie, you think Allegri's out? You think he's swan-songing out of here?
That's so hard to say at this point, I feel. Because if he wins the Scudetto this year.
Would he, though? Like, I don't know. It wouldn't make sense to me if it's a swan song.
I don't think it. I think it's tentative. There's probably offers from Saudi, but he's got a lot of pride, this man, and I think he's got a lot of naysayers. He wants to prove wrong. So,
I think the only time that we really have that question is if we actually win it, right? Like, if the Scudetto's actually won, then I think we sit there and we have that conversation if he actually dips or not. Like I listened to what Marco said on the IFTV podcast, and I'm just kind of like, you guys got to chill a minute. You got to stop the gun. I mean, this is the guy that's telling me that Italiano will take Juve to win the Scudetto, but, like, pump the brakes a little bit. I think it's going to be I have a hard time, unless Saudi gives him like 40 million a season. Then maybe, like, possibly, but I mean, the first parameter is winning the title. If he wins the league title, then we can speculate on the future.
What if he gets a double? I think if he gets a
Very
double,
possible.
he just blows the bitch up and walks away.
Question is, who's going to be the next guy that takes over?
No, man, we've talked about that so many times, and that's where I get hung up always.
I
is
do.
Who comes in?
I do. Who comes in next?
That's actually available, like actually in like our reality. So don't say Pep Guardiola. Don't say De Zerbi. Fuck you if you say Italiano. You know, like it's just who do you put in? And I know everyone has their favorites, but it's
Like, the one makes like who would you put in at that point? If you put in Conte, you're not doing anything different. If he leaves and you put him in, there's no adjustment. It's literally
Ali's
the same
pretty
thing.
confident. Ali's like confident on this. Like he's taking some. I don't know. You're like his long lost daughter or something.
My only thing I can think of, and this is getting like real conspiracy theory-esque, is that Giuntoli somehow, like for example, say that Italy does really shitty in the Euro, and then Spalletti's like, look, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I'm out. And then Spalletti transitions because him and Giuntoli are close. And I'm just speculating. I'm not saying I'm advocating for it, but there's no way in hell Conte is coming back.
I don't think any of that's and that's the thing, because we were going down the new direction of no old girlfriends. Like, don't bring back the past.
Conte and Giuntoli's way that they view things,
It's so different.
no way in hell they're in parallel.
Yeah.
No way, because
And the expense.
Because if you look at right now, the average age of this Juve squad, it's about 24, 25 years old. You think Antonio Conte wants a 24, 25-year-old squad? Hell no. He's going to call
a 35-year-old squad.
He wants 32s, 33-year-old players. He wants that. I don't see Conte coming back, especially with Giuntoli. Giuntoli's going to look at him like, what the hell? No.
Yeah, I think we're past it. Personally, I don't know. Vlad simped on Fabian Ruiz a couple times now. He's a good call too.
He actually does make sense as a dry loan, right? Because, like, for example, I could see this move materializing just because guess who was his sporting director when he was at Napoli? Giuntoli. So, like, there's a possibility. That's actually a good conversation point, right? Peloso says Motta, even though he's an Interista. I have a very hard sell on Motta, even though like what he's done with Bologna is awesome, but I don't think that because when you're built for a 3-5-2, I don't think Motta can come in and switch it to a 4-3-3 and then command results.
Motta's never. He's a bit unproven, you know. Like he does well. I like him, and that's the other issue is a lot of these names. Man, what Monza? What's his name? Palladino. Another name that comes up. Great coach. Is he the next step? Like Italiano isn't even the right next step, and he's a lot further on his managerial career.
Italiano has underperformed, in my opinion.
But he should still be ahead in that race compared to like a Palladino, right?
He should
be, and I'm saying hell no to an Italiano. So why, like all these things, all these people, I just don't think are ready for Juve. Great coaches for Bologna or for Monza, Salernitana, whatever. Like
you run into the David Moyes with Alex Ferguson, and obviously Alex Ferguson is Alex Ferguson, right? Like you have to be careful what you transition to, because Alex Ferguson and David Moyes ball are two totally different things, and we kind of saw what happened there, right? My other thing too. There's not really, and this might be a hot take, there's not really good Italian managers out there right now, outside of Ancelotti.
No, most Italians are not good managers. This is why they lose wars.
And again, back to the Mussolini.
Yeah, it wasn't just Tim. There's a long history, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't see like a good Italian coach coming out of the woodworks just now.
No, and Sal's saying Zidane, but as we've said here in the past anyways, he's more of the like high performance. Once the squad is built and it's a top performing team consistently performing at the top, like we were, say, 15, 16, 17, that's a Zidane type of team.
He would have been a great transition out of Allegri's first term.
Yes.
He would have essentially maintained status quo and maybe tweaked it a little bit and enhanced it. I think if there was any time to get Zinedine, it would have been the season after Ronaldo.
Yeah, and that's not to say, maybe it has been unfair to say that he can't handle a not great team. Maybe he can. Maybe he could handle Juve, and he's the best guy for the job.
So like for me, I would say that Allegri stays and does his 4th season. I could see Allegri getting a 1 or 2 year extension, and then Zidane would transition into the role.
That's a long stint for
two
this
years.
era.
I would say 2 years. 2 years from
So
now.
like
2 years from now.
Six total.
Yeah, like because he has a 4 year contract. I think maybe 5 or 6 years.
No, he's got a 5 years. He's got 2 more years.
No,
After this, so a year and a half. He has a year.
Yeah,
and a half,
year and a half.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying it later there because Vlad brings it up, right? ZZ wants the national team. He wants the French national team, but he also wants to coach Juve at some point. Like I think he also wants to coach Juventus. But I think right now it's because Deschamps has stayed longer than what I think Zidane has expected them. Because part of me thinks that Zidane wants to do a Euro and a World Cup with France and then just kind of be done with it. Deschamps was already our coach at one point. I don't think they go back for Deschamps. You know, there's some coaches that are good national team coaches, and there's some that are club coaches. And I think Deschamps just he's an international coach better than he is a club coach.
It's a different style of football, and Deschamps, his style works well at the national level because it's a lot like Allegri ball in a sense. You know, it's more defensive.
Well,
and that's national.
Because Colin is saying that I don't think he'd say no. Zidane has said no to Juve before.
Yeah, you can dream of Guardiola.
Yeah, we can dream. Because essentially, what was it? In 18-19, after that season, you had 2 candidates. You had Guardiola, which was the number 1 candidate, and then you had Zidane, which was the second one. Both of them said no, so then Paratici, with his dick in his hand, was like, oh, shit. And then he called sorry.
I'm going to boom it up. I lasted an hour.
He just dipped midstream. Oh, that's hilarious. But kind of going back onto that. That was the time, like, for example, that was really the one time that you want to transition because I think with Zidane, you want to have all the pieces put together prior to him actually joining the club. Now, I think it's more of a negative if you were to put Zidane in right now, because, like, for example, when when Zidane was kind of in the, I want to say the transition years for Real Madrid, where they're transitioning post Ronaldo, post this, he had an issue really kind of getting everything going per se, and he struggled a lot. I think Zidane and Allegri are both very pragmatic in a sense. I think it's just, again, I think Zidane had way better assets per se. I mean, you have a midfield 3 of Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz. Everything's going to look incredible, right? So let's see. Let me catch up here. Moving on here. Colin says tournament versus season. Yep. Bones calls Dave the Boomer Bladder. Farhad says, do you guys think that people appreciate Allegri's handling of the penalty? Everybody has so far. Everybody's been giving him flowers. Vlad says Guardiola would do a horrendous job at Juve. We have no money for his transfer moves, no players for his brand of football, which is very, very true. You would need a lot of adjustments to do to even get at anywhere near what he needs. He's already invested nearly $1 billion at Man City just to get his people. So it is, and that's one of the things that I've always kind of put an asterisk on his coaching ability is that he needs so much assets to do what he needs to do. And I've yet to see him really kind of make do with what he has. Because, like, for example, the Holland purchase kind of confirms your thoughts, right? Like Guardiola, this isn't a knock on him. It might be a knock. You can take it that way, but he needs to be catered for him to do what he does. Like, he has to get catered for it. Helicopter says plot twist or plan twist. Guardiola sending Kalvin to Juve to follow him in the summer. That's funny. Colin says, I think people appreciate it now. He said, and then he follows back, says he took us through a rough period. Is that no, not at all. Vlad says, let Dave quit. Dave quitting midstream remind you of the moment where Vontae Davids quit a game of football at halftime. Same thing with Antonio Brown. I still remember that. He took off his pads as everything was just kind of going around the end zone and just walked off the field. Oh, man, that was hilarious. Colin wants to let you guys know pro clubs at 7/7:30.
Apparently, he's like, guys, you gotta fucking wrap this up. Fuck Chiellini. We're not talking about. We got pro clubs in 25 minutes.
I know.
No, fuck you, Colin. We're talking about Chiellini.
And then Elliot says, I can agree. It'll never be forgotten. Like we are speaking the rebirth with Conte in 11-12. I think if they win the title with this roster, I think it's a more impressive feat than the 11-12.
Hold on, sorry, because I obviously was taking a piss. Reference, which we're talking Conte, Allegri?
Yes. Well, we were talking about
which
a bunch
one?
of things. There's a lot of
This
shit.
one.
You
This
just
one.
pissed too much. You had to drain the anaconda.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Far ahead, who is he referencing here?
Are you saying Allegri essentially carrying the squad out of the shit show last season?
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he is
yeah.
underappreciated by a lot of fans. Absolutely not
I don't
by
think
us.
so anymore.
Yeah, no, the tide has turned overall.
Yeah, people grew a couple of brain cells. Frankie says, I am out of town, heading to Illinois. Gross. That's such a terrible
like you
state.
couldn't have picked a better state. What the hell are you
I
doing
know.
there?
Illinois. Have fun going through Chicago.
But that's where our hat's from.
No, it's Chicago. You get like
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah, I was gonna say, Frankie, make sure you get some armor plating on your car.
Oh, you're gonna have to stop for some coffee with Farhad. It's imperative. I don't know where. If it's like, I have no idea how Chicago works. I only got to sleep on a bench in an airport there for 6 hours one night. That's
Their
about
airport sucks.
Yeah, it was bad.
Their airport sucks.
And I hate to say it, but American Airlines, you fucking
Sucks.
suck as well. Oh my lord.
Hey, you know an airline sucks when they tell you ahead of time, by the way, we're gonna lose your baggage, but hey, we'll ship it to you. No worries.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I think, and then, JJ, where have you been? You missed it. You missed a good. We talked about Sheffrin being a Sheffrin. We talked about referees getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I mean, man, the replay.
We had a lot of stuff. Catch the replay, man. It's the really, really good show. All right.
Okay. All right. So Frankie's chaperoning his brother at a concert. Which one? You got to tell us which concert, and I hope it's embarrassing.
So he's going to be a few. I thought you were cheating on your Green Bay Packers with the Chicago Bears because your Packers got beat by the G-Men. Oh,
okay, so Frankie's...
LJJ's been driving. Okay, you get a pass.
Okay, right.
You get a pass. Be safe, my guy. Be safe.
Frankie's only in Chicago for three hours. That's fair.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna give some of these guys applauses, man, because like for the past couple of streams, we've got people that are like listening to our live stream while they're driving. So I feel like we're like a radio show at this point. So just
that was with the cheap sound effects included.
We're broke. What do you want me to do? Like, hey, let me get the big old mix board out here, guys. Let's get this big old guy right here. Applause button.
So my buddy actually does have a recording studio in Toronto. And one day, like he's been a childhood friend of mine, so I'm sure he'll do it because he's just getting the studio up and running. But I hope to one day record a podcast in his studio, like a full professional. Like I saw it like mid-construction. He's showing me the soundproofing and how like they've engineered the angles of each wall, and it's got like the Dolby Atmos stereo system and all the speakers and how they're placed and how like the sound engineers designed every like inch of this room. And I was just all over the place. It was amazing.
Whose
studio?
Whose studio?
Oh, one of my best friends, like childhood friend of mine. Yeah, just a good buddy of mine.
I gotcha.
And yeah, so one day.
Tommy DeVito, the passing bison. Holy hell, man. That guy's his agent's a fucking meme right now with the fucking black hat and the cigar, just talking to him on the sideline like that during warm-ups. Vlad says Frankie going to Taylor Swift.
I was going to say
laid out by Travis Kelce. Frankie says Deutsche. Frankie, we all know you're there to pull numbers now.
What the
Ice
hell?
Spice is the opener. He's going to see Doja Cat and Ice
I have no
Spice.
idea who
My
that
dude,
is.
Frankie's trying to get some Riz going.
I'm looking this up. Oh, not what I expected anime for some reason.
What?
Okay.
Doja Cat? No, there's no anime in that. No.
It just seemed like and it's Frankie. I just made assumptions.
And then Bone says, but you have no problem bringing out the footy board. Hell yeah, I don't. And then, but also says, don't want to hear the word Toronto right now.
Toronto. What? Hold on. Who brought up Toronto?
Wonder what's going on there. Aren't they both bald? Who, Doja Cat and Ice Spice? I didn't think they're bald. But whatever. Vlad says you're sus. It is what it is. But anyways, transition. Tongue licking. There we go. I had to. Vlad wanted this clip. I provided Vlad this clip because now we're going to actually talk about Chiellini because you guys have been segueing this damn conversation for like the past...
Oh, I might know.
What?
Sorry, I'm listening to this Doja Cat in the background. I might actually know this bitch.
Who does that midstream? Dave's like, what's a Doja Cat? Could you imagine if you guys like gave him something really obnoxious, like give him like some Two Kids in a Sandbox or Blue Waffle or something, and Dave's like midstream, let me search this up, and then, oh my god, what is that?
I know Blue Waffle. I haven't heard the first one.
Never mind, forget what I said.
No, let's do this.
No, we're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. And yes, Bones, you did submit that clip. Vlad is very grateful that you did because Vlad asked for that clip and I gave it to him. All right, moving on to the main thing because we are already over time. Euro 2020 winner Giorgino Chiellini retires from football aged 39. So kind of recapping the article here, we've got some clips that you guys have sent here as well. Absolutely one of the best defenders out there. Former Juve, Italy goalkeeper Giorgino Chiellini. I said goalkeeper. I can't. Duh. All right. So his last game was in the MLS. So you guys want to know how I know that Chiellini is a Juventino? He retired while losing a final. Done like a true Juventino, everybody. I'm gonna piss people off, but fuck it.
It's
Guys,
good.
guys, this
That's
was
smart.
this was his second final. It was back-to-back finals. He won one with LAFC. This was his second one where they lost to the Columbus Crew. He got an MLS Cup, guys. It's okay. I just had to make joke. Some people get mad at yuck. I know it's okay. Relax. Tranquilo, papa. Chiellini says, you have been the most beautiful, intense journey of my life. He did release a video of him actually cards per se. He was putting in cards of his career. So his Salernitana card, his Fiorentina card, his Juve card, and Vlad says, not a joke.
Oh, he pissed Vlad off now. Vlad seems like a guy you don't piss off.
Life's tough. Get a helmet.
I'm gonna call you out. Why is your screen wide? Make it normal size.
It's just how it is.
Jesus.
I don't know what you want me to do. So Chiellini, for those that don't know, and it's okay if you don't know, some of you guys are youngsters. I'm not going to sit there and be like, you don't know he started in Livorno? So he started in 2000, made his name with
Yeah,
Juventus,
imagine some
where
of
he
you weren't born yet.
Yeah, you
at
were
that point. Yeah.
fetuses or ideas in your parents' ball sack. So he made 561 appearances from 2005 to 2022. Juve won the league in Chiellini's first full season with Juventus, although that title was later rescinded and handed to the card. Let me rephrase this. He won his first full season at Juve, winning the title, which unfortunately the cardboard cutout was handed to Inter as a result of the Calciopoli scandal. Having played initially as a left back, he moved as a center back in Juve's year in Serie B, establishing himself in the team. The Bianconeri won Serie B. He then went on to win 9 Serie A titles with Juventus in a row between 2011 and 2020, as well as 5 Coppa Italias. Chiellini lost twice in the Can we just say he made 2 appearances in Champions League finals? Do we have to say he lost?
Well,
It's just kind of like it's a middle finger.
He did.
I hate you, ESPN.
Technically, but
Dave, come on. Come on,
See,
man.
Frankie, and I actually thought about you because I know you're one of our youngins here. He
I
wasn't
wasn't actually born when he was at Livorno. He was like, I was a young sperm.
because that was 23 years ago. So
Yep. So for Juventus fans, 17 seasons, the number 3 stood for one thing and one thing only: Giorgino Chiellini and Bremer next season after. Player, man, and captain, 3 perspectives of Giorgino himself, who today concluded his career as a footballer. Everything always together. I'm trying to say it with his accent when he speaks English. You are always by our side, like superhero ready to intervene when necessary. In your case, however, there was no shield, no red cloak, or Batmobile. Chiellini played 117 games for Italy, becoming the captain in 2019, with his defining moment coming successful in the Euro 2020 campaign, where he played a pivotal role in the defeat of England, which was, as most folks on the internet dubbed as the most iconic tactical foul in the world.
we can just say that Italy won the Euros because of Chiellini's leadership.
Oh, absolutely. And to further touch on said leadership, we'll transition to here. Good old Chiellini scaring the shit out of Jordi Alba.
I love this.
I don't know why the video's not working.
So wigging out.
Come on, Rav, get Football Italia stuff together. There we go. So obviously pivotal moments. I mean, that whole like Euro competition was just memes by Chiellini. Like,
Yeah.
look at Jordi Alba, absolutely just like clenched cheeks and everything, and Chiellini's trolling the hell out of him.
And the thing is, like, exemplar. I've never heard. I gotta say, Ellie, I've never heard exemplarity. That's gonna be the English lesson. Is this a word?
I believe.
Exemplarity.
I do believe that Ellie is being sarcastic.
It is a word. Fuck me. Okay. Deserving imitation. Well said. Using the big words and stumping me.
Alrighty, so Buffon released this. This is translated. So Giorgio Compiango di mia batigle. I think I butchered the hell out of that. Together we share our the most of our careers. Together we struggled. Together we fell, rose, we won. You were a teammate everyone wished they had. A true leader on and off the pitch. How unique you were. Many have told you what I feel is telling you is a gigantic thank you for the moments that we lived together. Good luck to your future, my friends. I love this picture.
Yeah, no, that one.
Love this picture. I mean,
Well, two classics, greats, favorites, icons, legends.
yeah. And then this again, this is his Livorno days, as Sam would say.
Which is where Allegri hails from.
Yep. And then debut.
Apparently
this is
communists, according to Sam.
Hey, Bison! This is his debut. So he got all that fun jazz, his Juve card. I wonder, does anybody have a Chiellini card?
Oh,
Anybody
I don't
collect those?
cards, but that'd be interesting. I saw some when I was in Torino, but I never got to the store when it was open because stores aren't always open in Italy.
Makes you wonder, like, is there actually, like, does somebody actually have a Chiellini card? Chat, do you guys have any of those? Because I know some people collect footy cards. They have value. Of course, obviously, if you have like a rookie card or something like that. I don't know how when it comes to footy, how those cards go, but
Yeah, I know it's more of an American thing. I have some hockey cards when I was young, hanging out at the old arena. Collected some cards there. But Vlad, he had this question up here for a while. I need you to both rate Chiello on the all-time defender lists.
you guys are gonna hate me. I think Maldini for me is a solid 1. I'm gonna say Nesta is 2. I'm gonna put Keogh as 3. This one might be unpopular as well, but I think Barzagli is 4, followed by Cannavaro and Bonucci.
See, and this is, if I was to remove emotion from this question, I might be
I
like
wasn't alive.
Dash.
So I'm gonna say this: I wasn't alive during Beckenbauer, so I can't.
Yeah, and I would have to throw Beckenbauer just from what I've heard, seen, whatever. Obviously, this is before my time as well, but from just pure emotional attachment, I mean, he's It's just as an all-time footballer, it's 1 or 2 because Buffon's the other guy. So as a center back defender, like he's number 1 in my heart. Now, if I was robot like Dash, yeah, maybe I might answer something like it.
No, Virgin van Dijk. No, I was gonna say benched.
Benched? What about him?
No, we're talking about like best defenders.
Oh, fuck.
Thomas coming in saying Sciarra.
Yeah, I mean that's before our time as well, right? Yeah.
And then Baresi as well. Sal says Baresi over Chiellini. Interesting.
I think Sal's got a couple years on me, even.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
And Vincenzo, I think, yeah, you got a couple on me as well. So we're going. I mean, my memory is only so finite, if you will. Yeah. So boomers remember. Yeah. So I mean, and that's the thing. That's where the emotion comes in as well. It's because it's what you grew up with, what you connected with. Chiellini just for so many years, and a recency bias on top of that as well, right? So that's why emotionally I was just like, yes, it's him. And that's why as well, let's be honest, everyone, Gatti, the reason why we love Gatti is because he exhibits those same qualities. And it's like the re-embodiment of Chiellini, right? It's like we're witnessing it all over again. So it is eternal. It's eternal. It lives on.
Because, like, for example, even if you look on our channel that we have this short, like, Chiellini was the epitome of what I like to call bully ball. Like, Chiellini is bully ball. And then I'll even share this that we have on our channel here, so you can see it there if you want to reminisce and cry in the corner. We have this right there. So we have bully ball. Bam. So it's
it's these things.
Well,
I mean the poster.
Cristiano Ronaldo in 2015, he's like, I don't give a shit. Like, bleep him. Like, even there, that wasn't even to play on the ball. He just said, I'm taking this dude out.
It's just that's why he's the best defender. It's that stuff
it's
there.
Bully ball. It's like the tackle Danilo did on Osimhen, or like Gatti pushing him, even though he had nothing to do with him. Gotti's tying his shoe. Gatti says, F you, man, and pushes him away.
Okay, so Vincenzo's saying he watched it. Yeah, I watched that too, the Brazil 94 final, but watching one match, it doesn't really tell you the whole thing, right?
Yeah, and it's also like, for example, for like me in the U.S. at the time, like it was difficult to watch any kind of Italian football. Like you had to get like some janky satellite dish company to come out, and like you would, if it's like a clear night, you might get something, but other than that, it's no way in hell you could get it. Like it would be super difficult to get something like that.
Sal's saying Gatti is a throwback. He is. He's the
Gatti is bully ball.
He's the ever living essence of
bully ball
of Chiello. It's just amazing, and that's why he's a fan favorite now. And I would probably say, if I had to guess, if we did a poll, the most favorite current Juve player on the squad right now from Turn Giants viewers, I'm willing to bet it's Gatti.
I think so. I think a lot of folks love the guy.
Mm-hmm. But it just proves that at Juve, it's not about how fancy you are or how expensive you are. It's fucking grinta, man. It's how you show up on the pitch every week. And yeah, you know what? You will screw up. Gatti screws up, but we forgive him because he makes up for it in so many other ways. So that was Chiesa. Why did I say that? Chiellini, that's 100% not Chiesa. Collins punching a wall at this point. That was Chiellini. It's Gatti. It's why we love these players. It's why they're number one in our hearts. That's why, going back to the last question, it's Chiellini. Hands down. I don't give a fuck.
But you can see though, like for example, like Bremer he called Chiellini prior to taking the 3. Like, hey, are you cool with me taking this number? You know, and Bremer has that same bully ball ethic like Chiellini. Like I think Bremer's broken the mold on traditional Brazilian defenders.
Yeah, in a sense, he has. He hasn't broken the mold in Brazil, apparently. But
Well, because Brazil's stupid. That's why.
they're dumb. The whole country, they're all
No,
dumb.
like, come on. Since when has their national team, outside of whenever Neymar plays, been respected at this point? And Dave has been drinking. I have not, Ellie. That's why his bladder goes quickly.
I do it on Wednesdays in call-in shows.
Yeah, because how can you get a more live reaction than when you're buzzed?
Yeah, and my wife's not around to tell me not to. So, I mean, fuck her. She's not listening either. So.
Livorno. But you look at like what his legacy has done, and it's essentially it's inspired lots of defenders. Like a lot of defenders aim to be that kind of bully ball. Like hell, man. Danilo slide tackling Osimhen in the open field slide tackle, mind you guys. This wasn't like a tactical slide tackle. Literally middle of the field, slides at him, and then looks him dead in the eye.
So I have a side story with that one, actually, because I mentioned before there's this Bayern Munich fan guy. He's the guy in the warehouse where I have to pick shit up from, right? So I see him like a few times a week anyways. So we'll always talk footy, especially like on a Monday morning. So, of course, I'm like, 5-1, what the fuck went on this weekend, right? So shoot the shit, blah, blah, blah. Conversation goes on, and he says, man, I haven't seen like a good slide tackle in a long time. And I'm like, well, let me tell you. You gotta look at this man. Let me
tell you something.
So you gotta watch some Italian footy because this boy Danilo over here.
So, I loved that tackle.
Yeah, it was so good.
That was one of my favorite tackles in recent memory. Like I thought, the one, and this is one thing he did well, and it was his first season here. But when De Ligt slide tackled, I think it was Correa, he like nearly killed the dude, but it was a clean tackle. Like I love those kind of tackles, and Danilo doing that to Osimhen to me is like a sign of just pure. Because like Chiellini would say this, he's like, I love playing against Patrick Kane. I said Patrick Kane, the hockey player, not Harry Kane. Well, he signed for the Red Wings.
About Chicago. Okay. Well, he's originally a Chicago player, so that comes back up again.
He just signed for the Wings, and I've been kind of following the Wings a little bit more because.
Okay, so Harry Kane
said he is one of the hardest defenders I've ever gone against. I hate playing up against him. He grabs you, he yells at you, he does things. Lukaku hates playing against. Every top striker in the world hated marking up against Chiellini. Hated it because what Chiellini used to do did not give a damn. If you're the best player on the team, he's locking arms with you. He's battling with you. Chiellini loved to get into it. Just grit. Like he is the definition of a gritty defender, not one that defends with his ass. That's in Berlin right now. But an absolute just destroyer. Like I can't, like, you can't put words in your mouth, right? Because like Chiellini was just like LJJ saying, educated, classy, one of the best defenders of all time. Even now, so like when he was at LAFC, he was ranked 13th on the Ballon d'Or rankings at 37 years old.
That's pretty good.
That's
just in
really
general. Just in general, it's pretty good.
Take our opinions out of the Ballon d'Or. I know it's a popularity contest and it sucks. But at his age, look at, like, for example, Sergio Ramos kind of fell off a cliff. Virgin van Dijk as well. I did that. I said that for you, Vlad, so you can laugh. Get a laugh on that. Virgil van Dijk. Look at De Ligt. I mean, where's De Ligt at this point, right?
The bench.
Well, I mean, he has a knee injury, but still, he was getting beat by Upamecano. Like he was starting over him. And so I just go ahead, Dave.
No, sorry. I just want to make sure because we did say we're gonna talk about the viewers' favorite moments as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, finish your thought, and then we're gonna go into that because I don't want to forget you people.
I'm good. Let's go because we asked you guys. We asked you guys in the chat. Or not in the chat. We'll ask you guys now, people that are in the chat that are not a part of the Discord, and if you're not a part of the Discord, your loss.
Yeah, what are you waiting for? It's just another app on your phone, like all the other
It's
crap.
another app, but you get to talk to Dave and myself. And
I swear there's no Chinese people spying on you on this one.
and don't worry, Colin's nice. Colin won't punch you in the face.
Sometimes.
If you say something stupid, Colin will punch you in the face. But if you don't, Colin's a nice guy. But
he's your best friend if you're on his side.
yes.
Okay, so
dog. But go ahead, guys.
Favorite moments,
favorite attributes of Chiellini. If you have a clip that you want us to pull up, we'll try to pull it up. Whatever you guys want. I did it for Vlad. Vlad wanted to do the tongue lick. We gave him the tongue lick.
And I got a couple from the YouTube comments, so I'm gonna just go through those first, and then I know we got a bunch in the Discord. Kind of all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason, so
No.
we might miss a couple because you guys just kind of threw up all over the place as soon as the news broke. But here from Anthony Aguechi, as I start.
You okay? You're right there, bud.
Let me take a
bud.
breath.
You took a bit of Pilsner there, bud. You're going to be okay, or do we
I'm
need to
okay.
take you? You need to step out for a minute.
No, I'm okay.
All right,
I'm okay.
Just making sure you don't. Hey, Shotzi, just making sure you don't choke on me there, Shotzi.
Oh man. Okay, no, I'm good. Honestly. So his race for Italy in a qualifier, bitten by Suarez. His duel with Ibra in the 07-08 game in Turin. His goal versus Barcelona, winning goal versus Cagliari in 07-08 season. Grabbing the ball in the semifinal versus Monaco when Bernardo Silva went past him. Pulling down Saka, goal versus Milan. List goes on and on. So he's just everything. All of it. Anthony Aguechi. So from Nixon, really
Share it. You got to share the screen so we can see it. You're just reading them off.
Okay, I can.
Come on, Dave.
It's because there was only two, and it was kind of embarrassing.
Oh, we can whatever.
Fine.
I mean, we got people in the chat. You do that. I'll share this clip. So, in regards to Saka getting dragged in the back,
the clip, yes.
the greatest tactical foul of all time. Yoink!
I think you can do that.
I believe the NFL fans would call that a horse collar. 15 yards. Defense. Number 3. 5-yard penalty. England loses the Euro. First down.
Okay, I got it here from Nixon. Favorite moment was when he pulled Saka down at Euro 2020. So thanks for showing that clip because
context.
There you go. The Discord, the shitstorm. Where do we even start? Somebody throw out your favorite moment. Okay, so
I got one. Here we go.
We did the tongue. We did the Jordi Alba, and what do we have here?
I've got the Harry Kane versus Chiellini, and mind you, he is a center back. Look where he is on the field.
Yeah,
tackling that ball. Absolutely bodies Harry Kane. There we go again. Boom! Takes out Lamea. Goes to Harry Kane. Tells him you're a little boy. Tackles him there again. Clearance. And then again, look, Chiellini right there on Kane. Absolutely does not let him breathe. That was a kind of a Chiellini-esque pass. But able to catch Kane off balance there. A little bit of a... Chiellini was never great on the ball. I'm going to be honest with you there. But defensively, just look at this. What a tackle.
Yeah, he was always doing those tackles.
Just an absolute unit. Even there, reads the ball, heads it out to safety. And then Colin said he sent one to the Discord, so I'll pull that up. But yeah, this was one of my favorite Chiellini games because this was just pure grit. And it's just like, essentially, I think, like, look at that. Absolutely rocks him. Takes Dele Alli and sends Dele Alli to Turkey with that one. Like, I love defenders that play like that.
Speaking of people you don't hear about anymore.
Who, Dele Alli?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a career anymore. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, he was the next great thing, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's every British player at this point, them being the next greatest thing. Yeah, this one only just has the Tottenham clips because there was just so many clips on them, but I got to find the one that Colin has sent to Discord. CBS Sports, Golazo. I hate giving these guys clout, but whatever. Only for you, Colin. Only for you.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. I can go on here about my favorite time as well, like my favorite moment, but it's the same. It's all being said, right? It's taken down Sake. It's 2015, like behind me here, the head bandage thing. It's just everything. It's just him. He's every game, every time he was on the pitch. It was always
I'll read.
always amazing.
We'll read Sal's. I was just gonna. We're gonna do this for Colin.
2 goals came very quickly. Yeah, but Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham. They always created many chances and scored so much, but at the end they miss always something to arrive at the end. We believe in the history. I think also when
I love him. He's like, yeah, these guys are jokers.
Yeah, the tongue game. It was it Orsolini? It was
Yeah.
for. Yeah, it wasn't. Apparently, everyone thought it was for Dybala, but
I will open this in the browser. This is from Forza Juventus.
yeah. So Orsolini before the match went to Chiellini. He was like, "I will fuck you," and
there it is, right there. It was not for Dybala, as a lot of the reels people are thinking about. It was for Riccardo Orsolini, who was playing for the opposite team, Bologna, during that day. He told me before the match that he was going to bleep me. And I told him, come on, I'm waiting for you, kid. So to give you guys context, if some folks that don't know, because we might have some new Juventini that joined the Juventus fan club, essentially, Orsolini was a youth product that never really panned out, and we just kind of loaned him to Bologna to the point where we just sold him.
Orsolini is just one of those names that, like, even when you play FIFA or FC, there's just like they'll throw an Orsolini on the team. It's just one of those names. Random Orsolinis everywhere.
And then because we do have a Walid who is new, saying, what is the app that you guys are talking about?
It's a Discord.
It is called Discord, so
Okay,
I will share this here.
You're sharing? Okay.
I am sharing. I have it ready to go, so I'll share it here. So this is Discord. So this app essentially is the server where all folks of the channel come in and they come essentially communicate with each other. So we have multiple tabs here. So we have the Generals tab where you guys can debate certain things, certain topics related to Juve. Dave and myself interact with you guys here, and it also helps us plan for shows and new material because you guys... There's only so much that Dave and I can cover because Dave and I both work full-time jobs, and I also own and run a business.
You guys in the Discord apparently don't. So
yeah, so there's only so much that Dave and I can cover. So again, what we like to build here is a community with people contributing, and we also feature, and a lot of these folks that are in here also hop in on the call-in shows that we do every Saturday night where the viewers can call in and talk about stuff, and we have a panel.
Pro clubs, is the pro clubs? Okay, nobody's in pro clubs yet, so they're still listening to us.
They're still, yeah, they're not playing FIFA yet. They're not playing EAFC. They're probably going to wait until 7:30. And then again, Pro Clubs tab, where we do have a team for Pro Clubs. You can hop in. We usually get 6. I think we average about 4 to 5 players a night whenever these guys collaborate together. And then here, the Wednesday tab, where you guys can essentially put in,
yeah, what you want to talk about.
Yeah, what do you guys want us to talk about during the Tinfoil Hat Show? So these are all articles and recommendations that you guys throw up here.
and
memes.
KB, you fucking twat. And they are boomers.
And they're boomers.
You are
so we have
whatever.
all of this fun stuff. So you get to see a lot of the guys. So you see Colin here. You'll see Comicus, our comedian. That's there as well. You'll also see Sal as well. Frankie, the whole gang. And then also, if you guys want to talk about NFL, we have a tab for that as well. So we got a tab for practically everything. So the Discord is a fun place to hang out. Just again,
fun. And sometimes, not saying it ever happens, but if there's a hard to get match, stream, whatever, you can stream things.
If you like to sail the high seas, we might know some certain pirates that know how to sail set seas in that channel. So yeah, maybe
honestly,
allegedly,
it's being a little. The seas have been a little rough these days, but I mean,
allegedly,
once in a while, yeah, we'll throw that out, or just like random streams, like we're talking about because I was into Starfield, I was playing Starfield, and people were interested, so I just streamed myself on the side for an hour, just playing Starfield for the guys.
All right. You know what?
So yeah,
just because we love the viewers, Colin, I'm making a Champions League tab as we speak.
Oh, I'm gonna need to find a new emoji for the Champions League. Maybe a trophy.
Oh, here. Boom, it's done.
And for Google to data mine our data. Everyone's data mining. Why you gotta pick on Google for? You Apple fanboy? Stay in your walled garden, douchebag. Anyways,
Jesus,
sorry.
Dave.
Obviously, we kid, of course. This is the community, guys. So if you are new, this is the community. We're a little rough around the edges.
Really, I can't spell today.
Yeah, college education over here. Kid can't spell.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
so
a private channel. There we go.
there's something new in the Wednesday. What do we have here?
Yeah, we got. No, I got it. It's the Mourinho clip.
Oh,
I got to
okay.
share it.
Perfect.
All right, so I have it pulled up. I just gotta share it for you guys. But we do have, I think, another clip here that someone has submitted, and it is Comicus. They should teach. Essentially, these guys should teach a class of defending, as Mourinho says it. So here we go.
They could go to some Harvard University to give classes about how to be a center defender.
Did they need to put this music in the background?
It kind of kills the mood.
What the? That's a classic example of whatever the algorithm said is the most popular music right now.
I'm guilty of doing it for our YouTube shorts.
Yeah, but our YouTube shorts are just as trashy as the music that you recommend, so it works.
God damn. Fuck.
Oh man. Okay.
Wow. Yowza. Jeez, Dave. Hey there, Shotzi. Remember, if I shit in your sandwich again.
I mean,
gosh,
LJJ, I'm assuming, because of the delay, I'm assuming he agrees with me.
On what? Well, it says, it sounds interesting. I'm downloading it only for you guys. Again, the link, Dave, can you throw the link in the chat for some folks that can't do the QR code?
Yeah, I'll get an invite.
Welcome to the community, because this is, like I said in the call-in show, this is one of the few comedic Juventus channels that we love Juve, but we also love to cover other stuff, and we also love to make you laugh, because a lot of you guys are coming off home from work, or you're getting ready to go to sleep, or you're doing something, right? And they're kind of your escape. You're 1 hour and 41 minutes away.
We basically pay to be here, so we might as well have fun.
Yeah. It's the truth. Because, like,
shit ain't cheap, so let's have fun doing it.
We can, like, for example, we can bore you to death. We can be monotone and read, oh my gosh, Juve, go for this player and do this. Or we can, have a little bit of fun with this and have some shenanigans and lollygagging. Because, come on, Dave and I are just guys behind a microphone, and we just like to talk about shit. And
yeah, he saw the same microphone as mine in a pawn shop for a decent price. It's what Joe Rogan uses. Joe Rogan uses this microphone.
I bought the arm for this one, and I see this one.
It's a universal mount. It works on everything.
Yeah, but why am I gonna buy a microphone and a mount when I just bought the mount? So I'd be like, hey, going in there, hey bud, can I get myself this microphone and mount here? Is there a way I could not buy the mount? And they'll be like, what? What's a mount? I guarantee you. You want to know how look? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll get the shirt. Watch. Knowing my dumb luck, I'll decide to buy it and go there, and it's not there, and it's gone. I'm just like, fuck, out loud. Like,
then you should stop thinking about it so hard.
Mamma mia, pizzeria, sangaria, cocovia, whatever.
The McKenny thing. Yeah,
I love that guy. That guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, McKenny is a character.
Like, at this point, like, I only watch the U of A Instagram to see what kind of shit McKenny and Keane do. Like, as much as I love Moise Keane, the only contributions that he's doing so far is making Instagram popular and not scoring.
Don't forget his rap video
and his mixtape.
Don't
get me wrong, I love the guy. Hey, look, I'm gonna probably one of these days I need to spend some time and actually break down like Moise Keane's backstory, because like he's got a pretty sad backstory and a pretty awesome backstory, just kind of the way that he was brought up, and like giving you guys just a little bit of a thing, right? Like Keane came from the concrete. So like there used to be a section, I forgot the village name, but like there was a section where it was concrete, footy, €10 buy-in. You had to pay €10 to play. If you were winning consistently, you would get your buy-in plus an additional €10. So like Keane came from the streets, like legit from like the streets of footy. And he got brought in at a really young age, and he was just eviscerating these guys on the streets. And his dad did ask for a tractor as part of the
yes, because Stellantis, who's the owner, parent company,
New
blah
Holland.
blah blah.
Exor,
Also owns New Holland, which makes tractors. Yeah, okay, we'll get into that one day. But yes,
yeah, that's gonna be that will be a story for another time. But
yes.
yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys this since I've got some of you guys here because I had a fun discussion because Colin and I were talking personally about inverted midfield and winger play and just kind of like the functionalities of it. This is not gonna happen now. Once I get some time up, like some free time, and I'm thinking probably during the holidays. Do you guys want me to do minute clips on different, footy tactics in a sense, or I explain what an inverted winger is, or explain what a ball playing center back is? Just because, like, for example, I know some folks like to learn the game behind the scenes and be a student to the game. I've got a pretty decent coaching background in understanding tactics and explaining that stuff.
Who have I heard that from before, though?
I thought I was a dick.
No, that's a deep cut. Get in the Discord if you want to know what we just joked about.
That is an inside joke, but yeah, like as Sal would say, bring out the fucking board, mate. So I could do that, and it is not a Top Gun reference when I say inverted.
Danger zone.
Danger zone. You're
But
dangerous.
we were like this.
You were like this, and then it was like this. Yeah, it's just
Actually, do I have it?
that is such
Hold
an
on.
80s.
I actually, because I'm an aviation nerd, I have one. I fucking have one. There's supposed to be two. I have one of them.
That always gets me down, man. Like that's always a funny joke, right? Like the dude, like the chick's like, "Can you explain how you were doing it?" And he was like, "I was inverted. I was here, and it was on top of me, and I was like this."
The hottest summer movie of 1986.
Yeah, only for the
Top
second one
Gun.
to blow it out of the water. I thought
The
Top
second
Gun 2, Maverick,
one was good.
It was really.
I went with everyone from work, like all the aviation nerds, and we were definitely the biggest nerds in that theater. Because we were laughing at shit that people were just like, what's going on? Huh? And we're just like laughing. Oh, fuck this. They're gonna get fucked up right now. Yeah. These nerds. Bunch of nerds.
So we'll do it. I've got the hand board or the computer board, and I also have like an actual tactical board, but I'd rather not use that. I'd rather just use Tactipad that I have. So if there's a footy concept that you guys want me to explain or bring to attention, it'll be a minute clip. I'm not going to do a dedicated 10-minute video. It just takes a fuck.
Stash isn't that dedicated.
I am a slacker. I bring no value. But no, it's just, guys, to be honest with you, when it comes to producing a video takes a lot of time and it's a pain in the ass. That's why we prefer to do live shows, because one, we shoot from the hip, and then we don't have to really.
We're not awkward.
We're not awkward.
Talking at a camera like this.
I know. It's like I'm imagining that there's an audience, and it's like, hey guys, let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna do this board here. It'll be a 1-minute clip. It'll be easy to digest, and easily you can send it to your friends if you guys want to learn something, or hell, if you want to become a coach yourself. And I will always say this: the more you understand about footy and how it works, the more you can relate it to when you play, and the more fun the game is. And once you kind of understand the tactical aspects of it, it's fun. And Vlad says I prefer live shows, hence why we are doing more live shows. Obviously, we do the day after is kind of like just a me and Dave sit down, because
it's our podcast.
As you guys have noticed, this video right now, this stream is supposed to be 1 hour. We're already 1 hour and 48 minutes and counting, because we always get sidetracked. So if we say that we'll do like just a recorded video to recap something, we do it, like, for example, a pregame or a day after. We always save those as recorded videos because we don't want to segue too far. Normally, the live shows we segue, the call-in shows we segue, this show we segue. So lots of stuff there. Yeah. So guys, if there's concepts that you want, slap it in the Discord. I'll start putting in some things together and see if I can make some videos with it together. Again, obviously, right? We're here to inform, to educate, and to make you laugh.
But on that
we don't
note,
make you cry.
Dash, because we did laugh a lot. The past few episodes, guys, honestly, it's
I can't wait until Sam gets some time and hops in.
God. Because Sam, I don't even have to be funny at that point.
I know, we just sit there and just let him go.
Like that's just straight drinking.
He's just gonna come in like, could you imagine? He's just gonna be like, come in with some just ridiculous, crazy stories, and I'm all here for it. And like it was funny because like when I was explaining to him the concept of what we do on Wednesdays, he's like, oh, that's like more up my alley. I'm like, yeah. The only thing, and I think I still have it saved, so we will have to do. Oh, we don't have that overlay. I got this. So this is whenever Sam Adamo comes on, I always play this.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
There we go. Like I always play that. So I have that whenever Sam comes in. I remember the one guy's like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Ellie says a good video would be why Dillett will never be a top defender. That's easy. The dude can't use his fucking eyes. Dillett has terrible vision and terrible decision making.
Turned into a channel that we just trash on ex players.
Well, I mean, the guy dunks on us. It's about time we dunk on him. Like, oh yeah, the treating of Juve was terrible. Okay, that's why you still treat the football like a volleyball, and you can't even get off the bench because of your sorry ass.
Sal's getting horny, apparently.
Oh boy, there you go, Sal.
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
Do you guys know he scored over the weekend?
Yeah,
Again?
he did. Again.
I'm going to continue being petty.
Did you know Giorgio Chiellini is going to be at the Roma game at the end of the month where Lukaku may or may not score against us again?
Come on, Jesse. Come on. Come on.
Oh,
Give me a hell yeah!
All right. Well, I think maybe it's time to roll into pro clubs. I need to eat. I could probably get there in a little bit myself.
Boom, 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 boom. I mean, this is whenever Dave cooks. So.
But Keane dinks it over. It's in! Woo! Keane does it again. And that was
Oh, wait,
about
this is
to
the
win
wrong clip.
six.
Shit.
Coming in wide. This is looking good. Oh, he takes it. Rebound, juicy. Oh, it's sloppy all over the place, and it's out.
That is one of the best Dave
man.
bits.
He helped. It's just so perfect.
I love this because, like,
unfortunately.
you know, whenever, because I remember listening, because I remember I wasn't there.
Yeah,
'cause
I was
working.
solo that one.
So, like, you were solo, and then, like, I was listening to it in the background, and I, like, stamped it because I'm, like, sitting there. I'm like, his verbiage was incredible. So whenever something gets dirty, I just got to go.
Stitch coming in wide. This is looking good. Oh, he takes it. Rebound, juicy. Oh, it's sloppy all over the place, and it's out. Oh, man.
I haven't heard of this
Help.
in a while. This is actually pretty funny.
That is never
Oh,
getting
man.
deleted. That
That's
is never
great.
getting deleted. That is
Great.
always going to stay
I
there.
can't believe I said that. Once in a lifetime.
Oh man, I have not used, like, there's been a while since I've used a lot of these bits.
Yeah. It
Like,
has
I mean,
been. We don't.
Emotional damage.
Okay, it doesn't mean you have to go through all of them.
I'm not going to go through all
Okay,
of them.
relax.
I mean, this is
Dash.
for Bones.
What? Who is this? Just,
Yo,
yeah,
why are you
yeah,
stealing
yeah.
From Sam Tripoli? Were
Sam
we?
Tripoli?
Are we?
Sam. What?
Hmm?
Shit's weird. What's going on?
I don't even know. What are we stealing?
We've never heard of this guy before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his icon is a Blockbuster thing that just
It
says,
says,
more.
you dumbasses, it's his podcast.
Are you talking about Sam Adamo?
Adamo?
We're talking about Sam Adamo. I don't know who
Yeah,
the
we're
Sam
talking about
Tripoli-
Sam. Yeah, we're talking about Sam Adamo.
No, we're talking about Sam Adamo.
I think you got your lines crossed. Google it, guys.
Okay, but
I'm so confused.
I'm still pretty confused as to why we brought up Sam Tripoli.
He's a comedian.
Oh, the Tinfoil Hat podcast. No, this is a once a week.
Oh, this isn't a
that we do.
podcast. No, this is.
This is not like the main part of our show. This
No.
is something that grew out of an inside joke within the channel. We're not
Context.
stealing it from anybody.
Context. Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I see what he's saying.
Okay. He's just upset that we stole a name. I mean,
Well, I didn't even know. Who
yeah,
this
and
is.
okay, he's like, oh, word that I'm a dumbass. Okay, all right, just a misunderstanding then. That's all it is. We're just misunderstanding.
Yeah, like I was like sitting there. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, it's cool.
No,
We
this
figured
is
it out.
this is footy. This
No,
is
like-
the football, the soccer.
Yeah.
We
Like I literally have, and the thing's fallen off. Here's my little UV symbol. Like my wife made this for me. So I got an actual tinfoil hat. It's a little battered these days, but you know, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's Italian football. There's a lot of tinfoil hat-esque type of situations here we're talking about.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, dude, yeah, because yeah, no, Sam Tripoli
Okay,
covers like
okay.
actual like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. No, we just
we're
fuck around
not.
with soccer,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. This is just like the dumbass shit that happens in our
Yeah,
like, little
we
neck of
make-
the woods.
Yeah, it's our neck of the woods here.
Okay, that's pretty funny though.
That is pretty funny because I'm like sitting there, I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, you threw us for a little bit, but that's all right.
That's
That
actually kind of
happens.
maybe he was looking for like the Sam Tripoli show and found us.
It could have been. It's possible.
It might be.
The algorithm.
The algorithm does crazy.
Like I'll
things.
admit, like I haven't listened to that one before. I'll check it out. I am a podcast guy. Like that's how I got into podcasting. I just love podcasts. But I just
So
I mean,
let
there's so
me
many.
let me ask you. Yeah. Like, is it any good? Is it worth a listen? Because I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, I'm looking them
and
up.
this isn't me being a dick. Like I'm not saying like who the hell's that guy. No. Like I'm genuinely curious. Like is he fun to listen to? Because like we have Sam Adamo as our conspiracy theorist podcast guy. He calls it the Bordello.
He's just one of my brothers from Montreal. Just another comedian, like barely a comedian. Technically.
Oh, so he's okay. So he says, "Oh hell yeah, Rogan
The
had
tin-
Sam on recently." So let me ask you this: yeah. Are you a footy guy? Like, are you a soccer guy? Because I think you're probably in the U.S. Or are you just magically ended up here?
So here it is. Yeah, I got it on my my Google Podcasts.
So yeah,
Thanks.
if
I'm
you-
subscribed. I'm gonna listen to them.
yeah, it's worth a listen. He's like, I hate soccer with a passion. How did you get here?
It's like fuck that shit. Fuck
It's
these guys.
tagged. It's tagged on the thing. It's like you have a big guy that's a soccer player on the thumbnail. That's funny. Oh, this made my day. Oh gosh, that's
Oh, so
hilarious.
Colin listens. Oh, okay, it can't be anything worth listening to if Colin's listened to it.
Oh come on. Colin says you have to take some shrooms first.
All right. Well, it's Christmas holidays. Perfect. Now get into this. I popped up in this. That's crazy. That's absolutely
Oh man!
wild.
Wow. Great.
Well, thanks for stopping in, anyways. Give it a like if you don't mind. At the very least, fucking made us.
We've covered a footy president trying to
Yeah.
limits, referees getting punched in the face, a Juve player retiring, transfer news, and apparent alleged plagiarism.
Oh man.
Wow. Talk about a wild fucking Wednesday.
And yeah, is agree with Colin. Not a bad idea. Take some shrooms on the first listen.
I say, what if yeah is Colin's burner account? What if it's like Colin's separate account?
Just he needs somebody on the internet to agree with them, so he made another account. Oh man, he's gonna fucking roast me tonight. Oh fuck.
And I will be here to enjoy it.
All right. Well, man, it's been a ride.
Yeah, we've hit 2 hours. We've officially become like a full blown like radio show at this point. We did a full blown
I
live
think
radio.
so.
show for 2
Yeah,
hours.
actually, yeah. So Saturday we're gonna do it right after the game on Friday, though. Are we not?
Yeah,
The
that's
call-in
right.
show?
That's right.
Friday night at 4:45, 5-ish Eastern time.
He's just gonna come in here and just say shit because he doesn't even he doesn't like footy.
No, and that's fine. Let's just hear what he's got to say. We let people come in. We share the link to our StreamYard account here, and we just let people shoot the shit, talk post game. But if you want to talk post go fuck soccer, then sure, we can do that.
He's like, fuck it, I subbed. Catch you guys later. Sometime keep streaming. You, sir.
Yes.
All right, gentleman and a scholar.
Love it. I absolutely
Respect.
love it.
Now tell everybody the Walmart version of it. No, I'm just kidding. He's like, I got a bunch of goobers that are using tinfoil hat that are covering footy. What a bunch of jabronis.
It's like, I didn't know soccer could be this fucked up. This is amazing.
I didn't know, this is fucking wild. We got a guy with a cigar. We got a guy with a weird erectile fixation. And we got a bunch of other crazy shit. Well, you know, the one thing I'm going to salute is we had 20 people consistently listening to this the entire time.
20 plus.
You guys are awesome. And at the same time, I question your free time, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. No problem.
People are driving. I understand traffic. We're here to get you through traffic.
We're here to help you escape from your day. And I'm going to be frankly honest, this probably cheered me up because I had a long, boring day.
Oh, Dash was such a bitch before this. That's why we started late. He was just crying.
That was so not true. I'm like sitting in here. I'm like, you know, man, getting inside an air handler and testing that shit gets annoying, especially when I was in a fucking bunker. Like, you can pretty much call this building a bunker. All right, so Waleed says, do you guys think that we can win the Friday match? And also, when can we play good football? Or is he saying, when can we
when could we play? When could we play good football under Allegri?
I think there's a couple of pieces that he needs in the midfield, right? There's a couple of, like, if he gets a decent playmaking midfielder or an 8, and that's a good shorts idea I should make when explaining what the numbers
This
mean.
isn't the Wednesday. This is, we don't cover this. We don't cover real shit on a Wednesday.
No.
But because the game's on Friday,
might as well.
That means tomorrow is a pregame where we will specifically go over what we think will happen on Friday.
It'll probably not, because F us, right? I think he needs a couple of certain playmaker. He needs a single playmaker that's able to create 2 or 3 good chances in the middle of the pitch, and then that's when you're going to really see Allegri cook as far of his style. Show. Sal says that.
Where we never give our actual predictions and we forget.
No, we always forget it. We always we throw it on Discord.
Yeah.
Vlad says, for me, good football is winning football, which is touche. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think there's going to be, we'll see in January, and we'll answer this for the call-in show. We'll have like an actual discussion on this because, guys, it's already 2 hours. We've been trying to kill the stream forever.
My dog just took another thing off the Christmas tree to say, hey, pay attention to me.
Oh, so I thought you were about to say my dog just took a massive shit.
No, look, hey, thanks, girl. Look, I have little plaid booties. My dogs need attention. My dogs need attention is what I'm saying.
Anthony says we need a right back so we can let Cambiasso play on the left and bench Kostic. The problem is I kind of like McKennie and Cambiasso playing on the same side of the field.
Anthony, we talked about you like hours ago.
I know. Where were you? Come on. Did you just join in? It's okay. We still love you.
I'm playing the outro.
Yeah, we need to play the outro. We
have to.
We have been going for 2 hours and 2 minutes. Guys, we will see you tomorrow in the prediction video, and then we will see you Friday. Like, come on, guys. I know separation anxiety. You love us. I get it. No. He says, nah, I've been here. I've been lurking.
Oh, another lurker. He's lurking.
Interesting. I see.
I like a good lurk, though.
Why do we still have this on? There we go. All right. I'm actually ending the stream now. So, hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. Also, thanks for being on the ride, and I'm glad that we were your car ride home. But again, guys, remember, like the video. It helps us in the algorithm, so people like yeah can find us out of nowhere and say that we're plagiarizing something that we never really intended to plagiarize. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, share it to your friends. If you're looking for a more comedic release on footy, and also if you want to play pro clubs, because they're going to harass me in Discord if I don't mention it, the guys are going on to EAFC 24 now to play pro clubs. The team name is Turin Giants. Hop on there. You can play with the cast. You can play with Colin, Bones. Frankie's not playing because Frankie's being a Doja Cat. So you can play with everybody else there too. Great community. I recommend you join Discord because we are the only Juventus channel that is dedicated to building a community to give platforms for all of you guys. And on that note, Dave, take it away.
There's nothing left to say. You said it all. That's why I got a longer intro song. Good night, everyone.